Hello, Magi here, and welcome back to another episode of Top 10s. For this list, we're going to be focusing on a certain cast this time, specifically the EoSD crew. Being the first crew in the Windows era and still having quite the popular cast, I feel it could be fun to pick pictures based on the game's cast. So without further ado, let's begin the top 10 EoSD pictures. Number 10. With the EoSD crew, they have quite the assortment of girls. From vampires to maids, magicians, and even devils. Little devil, mind you. Another one to add to the list is Gatekeeper. Not exactly a species, but Meiling is only categorized as a yokai, so that's the best we can do. Anyway, as a gatekeeper, you defend the gates and making sure no unwanted guest comes into the home. But she doesn't always succeed in it, if you will. Sleeping on the job is never a good thing, but at least someone found a good use for that useless gatekeeper. Now, I'm no expert when it comes to sleeping, but most people will get woken up the moment a wet, messy paintbrush touches their face. Mei Ling, on the other hand, clearly doesn't mind that shit. Or she's just one heavy ass sleeper. That works too. Number 9. Now, I've gamed for as long as I could remember. It's a part of me at this point, and although gaming is a great hobby and a good way to kill time, it's always important to take things in moderation. I've gotten in a bit of trouble because of it. Hell, I'd be lying if I said it didn't affect my grades in some shape or form, mostly bad. But anyway, the main point I want to get across is when it's work time, it's work time. Time to get busy. Unless you're this person, however. I can totally understand how Patchley feels right here. I do. Except I never had a time-stopping maid to interfere with me. Just my parents. So that could either be good or bad, depending on your outlook. Either way, Patchley ain't going to be seeing that handheld for quite some time. Number 8. Sakya, as we know, is the main maid of the place and series to boot. Being the head maid of a big-ass yokai mansion can no doubt be a tough job. With that in mind, when it comes to jobs, it's always best to wear outfits and such that is most appropriate for the workplace. Some places might have uniforms, while others are a little more lax as long as it's reasonable. For the SDM, however, things are switched up a bit for Sakya. Not bad. Alright, I've made up my mind. From now on, this will be your official attire for the rest of your working hours. Mega! No, milk! At all. So, the mistress just bought me a shirt, and I'm already hating it. Good old Mega Milk. I remember seeing that back in the day. Anyway, I can feel for Sakya here. To receive a new uniform, only for it to be trolling you. If I were in her position, I'd throw a couple of knives at Remelia's way, but that's just me. Number 7. When it comes to activities, it can be more entertaining if you do it with a friend or a group. Video games are a good example of that, but sports, watching shows, or even just eating can be better with a group at hand. And this next picture is sorta a good example of it. I mean, when you can make shadow clones of yourselves, are you playing with others or still by yourself? Regardless of the definition of that, I can certainly say that while the Flandres are having a blast, Remelia is not having a great time. As if being hit around like a ball was bad enough, try handling that while your sister and her clones are having at it. All in all, this is a pretty shitty day for Remelia. Glad I'm not there. Number 6. We all know when it comes to fairies, the strongest of them would have to be Chiruno. Or Clownpiece, that works too. Anyway, I'm just gonna say I have no real follow-up sentence to this next picture. And I tried to think of one, and it wasn't successful. I told you guys I'm a big Simpsons fan. I grinded about 25 seasons of The Simpsons, and holy shit, that was quite the binge. No amount of anime or South Park was able to topple that juggernaut of binge watching. Being a Simpsons fan, I had to include this picture. The only thing I can see Marge and Chiruno having in common is their blue hair, and that's really about it. It's pretty obvious a housewife of 3 and an ice fairy aren't going to have much in common. or anything, to be honest, but I tried, man. I really tried. Number 5. Have you guys ever had something that broke or was lost that it tore you apart? Were you on the verge of tears or cried at the moment it happened? I can safely say it never happened to me, yet anyway, which I hope it still remains. But for this person though, shit's hit the fan. I'm so sorry, Flandre. I know that flan meant a lot to you, but it is possible to recover from this eternal pain. May I offer you another flan? In all honesty though, it's pretty funny to see Flandre losing her shit from her lost flan. I mean, hopefully Sakia stocked up on some more flan, although guessing from your tears, that might not have been the case. Number 4. Even in a professional environment, it's still possible for love to bloom for the people there. And love is no doubt a beautiful thing. It can be scary as fuck at times, but it's generally pleasant. So let's see this gal's attempt at love. I love you, Sakia. Please, stay with me forever. Huh? No thanks! I know Mei Ling's a girl and all that, but I don't give a shit! That's still going to fucking hurt! Not only that, if you notice that, there's blood speckles coming from that kick. So Sakia definitely shattered some things down there. Holy fuck, Sakia! Mei Ling gave her heart out to you, and you ruthlessly denied her, in a rather gruesome way, mind you. A simple no without the kicking would have been appreciated. Rest in peace, Mei Ling. Number 3. If you guys were around when Hidden got announced, then I'm sure you were exposed to the tsunami of content produced associated for Tanchiruno. Some were funny, especially when it came to the memes, and others were definitely not safe for work. Regardless, the public really enjoyed Tanchiruno. And while Tanchiruno is not from EoSD, obviously, it's still Chiruno in the end, so I gotta have a picture of that. Wow! You got a tan! Huh? What's that on your cheek? Chiruno-chan? While you were tanning, did you fall asleep by any chance? When it comes to tans, I might have gotten some when I went to the beach in the past, but it's hard to say, as my memories aren't too clear on it. Regardless, I know for sure I never had my skin peeled like that. I would have freaked the shit out if that happened to me. Aside from my story, it seemed that someone wanted to mess with Chiruno a bit. Maybe they were jealous that she was playable, or that she was an easy target. That could be an example. But never change, 9, never change. Number 2. If you've been watching my content for some time, then you'll know good old Patchouli is not exactly what you would call athletic. With all her health issues, it wouldn't be a surprise if she took it real easy when it came to the physical task. And when it comes to simply moving, it appears Patchouli has found a solution to it. The funny part is that this is not the first time we've seen Kokuma being used as a mount of sorts. At least in this instance, she's not being filled up in a gas station, so there's that. Anyway, from the looks of it, it appears Kokuma is going super fast, which is good. But I gotta wonder what her hands and feet are gonna look like after all that shuffling on the streets. I mean, it's bloody concrete. Well, it's gonna be bloody soon after she reaches her destination. Unless her skin is tougher due to being a yokai, which is a possibility. I'd rather have that than see Kokuma hurt herself due to being Patchouli's mount. Number 1. For the last picture, it's gonna feature someone we haven't talked about yet, and she's important as she's the first Windows era boss you might see. Good old Rumia. Now Rumia has a catchphrase that's just as famous as Pads, or even 9 to be honest. So that's really saying something, but it appears that the script has been flipped. That's not so. Simple, yet brilliant. And if you notice the one wing Rumia has, she's portraying Sagami as well. Sagami's catchphrase is, "That's not it." So it's practically a fusion of Rumia and Sagami, which is why I love this picture. Plus, it's not every day you see Rumia being the one-winged yokai. I'd be down to see her in a future Touhou game, but that's up to Zune. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which pictures are your favorite? Do you think Rumelia was being a troll when she gave Sakia that shirt? Do you feel sorry for Flandre after she lost her flan? Or do you think Kokuma will be one a hell of a mount? If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe. Or else I might be next for Flandre's game, and I'm not gonna like that. Either way, this is Magi, and thanks again for watching.